There we go. We're live. A bit late. I don't know how late, but we're late. But we're
20
live.
minutes.
Okay.
Fashionably.
Yeah. And look at us. We're both VTubers, moving VTubers. This hasn't happened in a while.
What are you trying to say? That I haven't put on my costume enough.
So how is everybody today? We're gonna have an X-Men day. We got... Go ahead.
Are we gonna answer an important question? What is your favorite pudding?
What is the prettiest pudding?
The best pudding.
Okay. I feel like you have something to say already about that.
I'm always for people to have opinions.
Okay. How about we start with some news?
I have news, you have news, everybody has news. Start with more.
There we go. Finally got it up. So, X-Men in the news, comic book news. There has been a relaunch of all of the X-Men titles. Some are already out. I'd say it's like half are already out, and some still have yet to come out. There's Uncanny X-Men, there's X-Men, there's Exceptional X-Men, there's Ultimate X-Men, there's X-Men Forever, there's a bunch of single titles like Storm and Phoenix, and like it's a bunch of X-Men. But the main title, Uncanny X-Men, has always been the main title since it was introduced in 1991 as more than just one X-Men title. Isn't doing so good. It's selling okay, but not enough. Not enough. Let's see. Disastrous sales slump. This is our news story. Comic book retailers say Uncanny X-Men reboot with Gail Simone failed to push industry out of its disastrous sales slump. And we're going to do some reviews today. We're going to look at Uncanny X-Men #1 and see if it should bring it out of the sales slump. See how it compares to the original Uncanny X-Men. Three Thunders. That means it's fairy circle time.
It's spinny time.
What? Too many buttons.
You can do it with more. I believe in you. How you doing, Three Thunders? How's it going?
Welcome, Three Thunders. Why is the wheel like this? So I fix it.
Why is the wheel not wheeling?
This is for you, Three Thunders. A spin. Oh, okay. We gotta plop a meme. I got a meme.
You want a meme?
No, I got a meme to plop.
Oh my god.
Imagine.
So prepared.
Imagine. I actually am prepared.
Yeah. Can I talk about some news of mine that have nothing to do with X-Men, but they are still make people proud?
Okay.
I wanna tell you guys about my country's latest achievement.
Oh dear.
So, our beautiful country, Romania, made it into a list of achievements lately. If you haven't heard, you must, and I'm here to tell you. Smart, are you ready?
Yeah.
One of our swimmers got a gold medal.
Really?
At the Olympics, yeah. Yeah, and I looked him up on Instagram, and he is a weeb. His name on Instagram is Chlorine Daddy, and he likes anime. He's one of us, but smart.
This content is no longer available.
Available.
I just have to load it directly in then to get this to work.
I heard you feel a bit more panic in your soul for a moment.
Alright, this meme is for you, Three Thunders, and it's kind of a game. Whichever word you see first describes you.
Can I play it?
Yeah.
Uh,
You'll have to look at the screen though.
yeah, I'm looking. What if I don't see words?
There's words. So let us know what the first word is that you see, and that
Hold
describes
it
you.
there. I feel like I'm described as stupid. I don't see anything.
I'll make it bigger.
No, I see it. It's like I see it. I just don't get words. Are these in English?
It is in English.
Is this a trap? They are live. Toki!
For
Toki, oh my
Toki.
gosh. Come here and look at the word with me. I feel stupid. I don't see words.
No words.
Just letters.
Alright.
No, I saw one. No. I saw one. It says gay.
I guess that means you're gay. Let's do a spin for Toki.
This doesn't apply to me because I don't know how to read.
Hey, you get to practice your anime girl sounds for Toki.
Oh my gosh, listen. I was listening to this song. I was in like an anime girl voice, and it was about the Burger King drive-through, and unfortunately did not learn it, but it just started like I'm gonna drive through a Burger King, I get a juniper into one. I don't know. It was weird.
Is that your anime girl sounds for Toki?
No. America, yeah. Sorry, Toki. We'll learn it.
Well, welcome, Toki.
Oh, I think I know
Good
what
to see
you're
you.
talking about. Yeah, the song. Can I give you the song? Can you play the song, please?
I know what it is. It's McDonald's commercial song.
It's not true.
It
It's
was
for Burger King.
Mickey D's, because Mickey D's has been doing the Japanese commercials.
No, this one, you don't know what I'm talking about. It's for Burger King. Can I give link?
Sure. I can't see chat.
I see chat.
Good. Okay.
Chat sees me.
Good.
Hello,
Good.
chat. Hello.
We just have to watch Wisteria transform momentarily.
Yeah, a bit.
So what we are doing today is reviewing X-Men comic books. We are doing hot X-Men tier list. So as we review them, we're gonna, tier list the X-Men ladies. And I guess it's a good thing you're gay.
Okay. Are there other words to be found on there or not?
Yeah, it's all gay. That's the meme.
Link sent. It's not the anime version, but this is what I was able to find.
Crap.
I need to fix my eyes. I don't know how to fix my eye.
If I pop this out, is it gonna break everything?
No.
Let's
Hopefully.
see. Yes, it is. Oh. Oh dear.
Put it back. Hello.
There we go. Okay. So, yeah. I can't access anything else you send me.
That's unfortunate.
But
I can put it up when I screen share the tier.
yeah. Okay, so
Hang in there, guys.
you'll just have to wait for that little piece of goodiness. So where were we? Oh yeah, we were covering some X-Men news.
Moose.
So buttons. We were saying that X-Men is in a sales slump, and these new number ones should be just like big sellers because everybody wants the number one. They want to collect it. Even if you haven't been reading X-Men, it's a prime jumping in point for the story because it's meant to start off, be a good place to jump in and read. But let's see. Most of these reboots are timed for the summer. Yep, even summer readership should be up.
But it isn't.
Yeah.
And why is that, Wismore?
Well, why don't we do some reviews and see if it's worth collecting, worth picking up again. Because we're gonna review this Uncanny X-Men #1.
Meaning that we're gonna go through it online.
Yeah.
But if you are able to go through it online, why would you wanna buy it?
Well, if you want to have it for your own to read, we're not gonna like read it word for word.
We're gonna read every other word.
Yeah, we're not gonna turn it into an audio drama or anything.
Okay. Okay.
But before we do that, I have one more news.
Yes.
As it pertains to indie comics, all of the indie comics are heavily reliant on Kickstarter and Indiegogo to distribute. They're reliant for the sales of these kickstarting, crowdfunding platforms.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that's been kind of bad about buying indie comics from these platforms is sometimes even the really huge ones, there are quite a few really huge ones that haven't been delivered after years. And Indiegogo has finally said they're doing something about it. So if the campaign isn't fulfilled, shipped on the set date that was told to the backers at the beginning of the campaign, the backers will get a refund rather than the creators holding on to that money and never delivering.
Which has happened quite a lot.
Yeah. So Ethan Van Sciver is a heavyweight in the independent comics marketplace. He has worked for Marvel and DC. That's where he got his start. But he went indie and raised millions And there are some titles that he has never delivered on after 3+ years.
But this rule does not apply retroactively.
Correct. This is a new program that you have to be accepted into. And they look at your previous funding history to make sure you have been reliable with your crowdfunding campaigns, and then they put you in the program, and that kind of gives you a stamp of approval, and also the guarantee that if they don't ship, you're getting a refund. And even though this is just with Indiegogo, it will affect all independent creators, because all indie comics creators use both Kickstarter and Indiegogo. It's like half and half of their sales.
Right. So what happens if you have not sold anything previously? So you're like a new indie creator, because you said that they look at your past campaigns.
Yeah. You won't be eligible. You have to meet eligibility requirements, which is, let's see, a proven track record of successful crowdfunding on the site. And
so then can you still make campaigns on the site?
Yeah, you just won't have this shipping guarantee badge.
I see.
But I think it's a good step.
So people will still take a gamble on you to get you there, but after that you can apply to this program.
Correct. And that's something that I think the indie marketplace has been needing, is something to guarantee. It feels a lot like the early eBay days before PayPal, where every sale on eBay was kind of a gamble. So you would look at the percentage of good feedback, and sometimes you're just out of luck, or they sent you a fraudulent thing.
Like a picture of a product.
Yeah.
What was the craziest thing that you bought on eBay?
I bought some... Well, you mean fraudulent or just craziest thing on eBay?
No, just... Oh, you got fraudulent buys too?
Yeah.
Oh, let's hear one of each.
All right. My fraudulent buy was some kind of teeth. Like they were supposed to be old wolf's teeth or something. And when they arrived, they were plastic and you could see the mold lines.
Oh.
And the other craziest thing, I guess, would be these Chinese claws. They're like gloves with pointed fingers of metal. A little gauntlet.
Yeah.
And
was that the real thing?
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess so, but it's not like they were antique or anything. It was just replica and made out of cheap aluminum. So they weren't really usable. They were just display pieces.
Listen, I feel like it's all about your personal skill, if you're able to use it or not. Let's not blame the tool, blame the artiste.
Okay. All right. Are we ready to look at our first comic?
Yeah.
Do we have any other news?
I'll remember them later.
Okay. Not this one, this one. All right. So this is the flagship of the X-Men brand, Uncanny X-Men #1. Just came out this month. Maybe a week ago. And yeah, you read this one, right? Could we talk about it?
Yeah.
I would say the cover is kind of a letdown.
I feel like with this one, everybody was hands on.
Yeah.
This pun is a letdown. Uh, I mean, do you want characters, or you're just not used to not have characters on the front cover?
I mean, it
It's not
doesn't.
bad.
Yeah, it's not bad, but it just doesn't do anything for me.
It feels like a loading screen.
Yeah, like this.
Plus, for the fact that this is number one, this should be it.
Yeah, this isn't a number one cover.
Oh,
I mean, it is, but it doesn't look like one. Yes.
yes, it is one. It shouldn't be one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this is what's supposed to get you hooked, and it did not get Wismar hooked.
Yeah, they're probably variant covers, but this is their main one.
But this is what a seller point for the other covers. Because why would you want those if this one was good?
I see.
So it makes you buy more.
Yeah, one of the comic books that we're going to review today is the X-Men from 1991, which sold 8 million copies. And I don't.
8 million.
Yeah, I don't think this one broke 200,000.
Mm-hmm. Do they print as they go, or what's up with that? Like, how
Yeah.
did they get to 8 million?
I don't know how they did the 8 million one, but they do runs. I know that in the 90s, the early 90s, X-Men was selling like not even number ones. All the issues were selling around 500,000.
Mm-hmm.
And this number one couldn't match sales. So we'll see why. Why have people lost interest? Is this good enough to bring you back in? All right, so we've got some government lady with the federal government. Let's see if they give her a name or a title.
Her name is Karina.
Okay, this is Captain. This is Dr. Ellis. Okay. So here we have the old X-Men compound, the school, Xavier's school.
Mm-hmm.
And
they want to tear it down.
Yeah. And so here they are coming in. You can see they still got all the old stuff there. I don't really know who this old guy is on crutches. But they want to turn this like into a jail or something.
Mm-hmm. But where are all the X-Men for them to be able to turn this whole thing down and just turn it into a jail?
I haven't been keeping up with the story, so all I know is that they used to be living on an island called Krakoa, and something happened to that island, some big apocalyptic event, and they all had to leave Krakoa, so and starting over. This one picks up in Mexico. With this team, we've got Rogue, Gambit, Wolverine, and Nightcrawler.
Right.
The other X-Men #1 picks up in Alaska, where they've converted a Sentinel manufacturing building into their base. So they're all starting over, and that's why this school is empty. I think they're all in hiding as well. But something big happened, and you don't really need to know to understand what's going on with the story, what happened.
Can you imagine how an X-Men facility would look like in Transylvania?
Like they pick up and have a base at Braun Castle.
Yeah, or like a cave or something.
Whoa.
In or like in the salt mines. We have a lot of salt mines and they look really
Yes.
futuristic and primitive at the same time.
That would be a great hideout. Base of operations.
Yeah, well, you can lick the walls like a goat.
All right. So let's get to Mexico. Let's get to our team. Here we go. Mexico.
Mexico Co.
We've got Wolverine, we've got Rogue, we've got Gambit. And they're arriving at this Aztec pyramid where there's a dragon.
The dragon. It is the Aztec dragon.
Yeah, Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah.
Do we want to go ahead and start the tier list since we've had our first female X-Men?
No, let's review everything and then do tier list.
Okay. So Rogue is the new leader of this team.
Why?
It says here, like it just happens, where there's a particular panel right here. Because who else would each of us follow? Sweetest of hearts, says Gambit. Rogue is, wait, who said I was the new leader? So they just decide right there.
Oh, so she did not sign up for this.
Yeah. So
I have an idea.
Yeah.
Would it be a fun little short story in our comic if for a day or a week Wisteria needs to step into Wismore's shoes and be Wismore for a bit, and now I'm the leader and I don't know what to do. Send help.
Yeah.
No.
I said yeah.
Oh.
I'm just checking to make sure everything's running in the background. Alright, so they fight this Aztec dragon. Got some good action scenes. The art is good. Oh, alright. I already forgot how we're going to score these. I should have started with this. There are 3 points to score these, which is heart, which is like, is the story moving? Do the characters have some sort of depth and a motivation that really connects you to the character? The second is the art, like how well is it drawn, how well is the story itself put together, and then the last one is fart. Is there stuff in here that is just cringeworthy that we have to kind of look past? So,
Okay.
Yeah.
So would you do the rating more than 3? Because I feel like 1 is not enough, 3 is a lot, and 2 is kind of like undecided. Let's do like a 1 out of 10.
Let's do a 1 out of 10.
Okay. And I'll write it in chat.
All right, now, one thing that is kind of weird that we come up to it is we have this Aztec dragon calling Rogue a tavern wench. There aren't tavern wenches in Aztec land.
They're in taverns in Aztec land.
Yes. That's just weird. Why? He could
Because
have.
maybe he's not from there.
But look at him. He's a Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah. Yeah, but maybe like he's from somewhere else. Why do you think that is?
Think what is?
Where he's from or why he's calling her a tavern wench.
I think it's just bad writing.
Oh.
They were trying to come up with something to say about her, like an insult, and they wrote tavern wench, which I would be a -1 for a fart. We've already got
What
one
is
fart.
a good Aztec insult?
Like some kind of weakling or something like that.
Corn stealer.
Yeah. But yeah, tavern wench just is not it. Alright, so they're here for this magical eye that the dragon has. And it's also, I think, the same magical eye that Doctor Strange has. That gets his powers from.
Yeah, so one eye is a Doctor Strange and the other one is still with the snake.
Yeah. Alright. So they end up working together, getting the Eye of Dormammu, because Gambit's a thief and he uses his sleight of hand with exploding cards. And they made the dragon cry.
Tears of great juice.
Yeah.
But they're sending the dragon away.
Yeah.
Where?
Well, he just leaves.
No. They sent him somewhere.
Alright, you tell me then. You read this.
To like Antarctica.
Okay. Are you making that up?
No, it's in there. Go scroll up. A bit more. See, the gambit says to Antarctica.
Ah, Antarctica. Okay, so you were quizzing me. And I just forgot.
Yeah. And this is why I was saying maybe he's not from there, because now he's like going to Antarctica out of his own free will without eyes. How is he gonna fit in there? And if there are other X-Men finding him in Antarctica, like making a mess around there, how would you justify seeing an Aztec serpent god in Antarctica?
Alright, well, okay. I might have to take back my fart. Because what he's saying here is when he goes to Antarctica, he's going to become an ice dragon again. So it looks like he takes on the shape of whatever dragon would be right in the place that he is.
So maybe he was a medieval European dragon before he was an Aztec dragon.
Yeah. Yeah. I do like Gambit's
See?
hair.
Yeah, me too. It looks like your hair.
Close, yes.
See, this is what happens when even I read the comics. We get more insight.
Alright, so... Alright. We've actually got some romance here.
Yeah, a scene, and even that is ruined with the fart writing.
Yeah, so this is great little romance art. This looks beautiful. You can actually see a connection. This gives it a plus in heart rating.
Mm-hmm.
But then it gets kind of weird. Like,
Yeah.
she says, My sexuality is 100% X-Man. So they're in this like lovey-dovey embrace, and she says,
I'm really into the entire team, to be honest.
"Yeah, it's yeah. You aren't the only one, Gambit. I'm into everybody else too." So it really
Yeah.
just kind of kills the mood. That's not romantic talk. So I'd say that's a big fart.
Right. 1 out of 10 would not recommend.
But yeah, this is another like touching scene, just art-wise.
Something that I always believed about X-Men was that they were not supposed to be seen by others, you know, kind of like cryptids. But then they go to like a real life hospital for that kind of like Make-A-Wish thingy for a dying kid. And I was like, but you're not supposed to be seen. But apparently, like, people know that they are X-Men and they're like celebrities. It's like calling on Justin Timberlake for your Make-A-Wish.
Yeah, okay, so here we go with the hospital. Do we want to cover the Fawn Girl?
Yeah, because we have it on the tier.
Okay.
So this is another scene, and somebody like hunters come for this Fawn Girl.
Yeah, and it doesn't really say what it's all about. And then some monster comes out and
she's just being dead.
yeah. Come to mommy.
Oh. So it's a woman.
Yeah.
That's hunting her.
Yep. Okay, and then we get to the hospital. It is a pretty touching scene with the Make-A-Wish kid.
Mm-hmm.
And he would score Rogue as hot on the tier list.
Oh wow. Okay. We'll see where she lands later on the tier list.
Mm-hmm.
And then the kid has a seizure.
Yeah. And then he dies.
For how much battle and like messed up stuff the X-Men see, the whole kid dying scene touched them a lot.
Yeah.
You know? Like it got to them.
And I think this is pretty much, yeah, this is pretty much the end. And then they come up with this whole new team. I guess this is like the next New Mutants. It doesn't really say, but there's this other group of new X-Men that they're introducing here.
Yeah, even the horse is X-Men. It's an X-Horse.
Yeah. So she's coming for us, I guess, is that mommy that got the Fawn Girl.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's the women in the beginning?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just that creepy thing out in the woods that says, "Come to mommy."
Yeah, but like she said that she wants to round up all the random X-Men to lock them up and all the experiments.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess it could be a possibility.
Because I saw those claw hands in the woods have the same color palette as she does. I was just wondering.
Wait, she has big claw hands?
No, she has the same color palette.
Oh, okay.
It gives you a vibe. It gives you like an idea that it might be her.
I see. So does this look like an interesting group of characters you'd want to read about?
Personally, but maybe somebody else.
Well, maybe somebody else would.
Yeah. I would say pass, but I like the horse.
Yeah. Oh
That
yeah,
is mine.
and they're doing this new thing. I think it's to prevent piracy, but it doesn't
Which is
work
not
to prevent
working.
piracy. It just makes it so that in the future, whenever you buy this comic book and you scan the QR code, there's no guarantee that the website's still going to be up to show the bonus art. So, dead internet theory says this bonus art is going to be gone. Like when you look at the ads in old comics, you can't order them. You can't send in a money order for little, what are they called?
Monkeys.
Yeah, sea monkeys. You can't get those sea monkeys. You can't get that 6-foot tall Frankenstein poster. And you can't get this last page. So it's just a very weird idea. Like, why? It only works against them. And that could be a reason why, one reason why the sales aren't as good as they should be. Because people don't like the idea of this QR code. They want to actually get the whole story.
But just hear me out. If I'm a normal reader that buys this and has the physical copy, and I see this QR code, I'm tempted to scan it. Where would it lead me?
To a page that shows this.
What is the reason?
It's like a bonus. They could call it a bonus page.
Ah. Okay, yeah. I don't see the reason. They're not preventing anything.
Right.
Okay, so how would you rate this?
All right, for heart, I'll give it a 6, like above average. For art, I'll give it a 7. Like, it is good art, but it's not necessarily amazing. And then I have -3 for a big fart. So I guess that makes it another 7. So we're averaging around a 7 on this one.
Okay. Can I give mine?
Yep.
So I would rate this like 5 for heart. 7 for art, and 8 for fart.
Okay. So you average out to about a 7 too.
Which is pretty good. It's worth reading, but not a rush.
Yeah. And it doesn't really get you excited about really jumping in, I don't think. But it's
it
not
should,
bad.
because this is number 1.
Yeah.
It tries to create some intrigue, that's for sure. I don't know how well it manages to do so, but maybe it starts slow.
Should we do a contrast? Bring up the X-Men. Oops. Bring up the other Uncanny X-Men we have to review from 1988. Just a second. What was the number? I think it was 224.
229, I think. You want me to look?
No, I'm getting it because you can't send me the link anyway.
No, just to look at the number.
Ah, okay, yeah.
From 63, the year.
Yeah.
234.
Okay. Thank you.
DB! Hello!
Welcome, DB.
Whoop, whoop. Hello. How you doing, DB? What did be my peoples? The peoples are being.
Wait, it
How
wasn't.
are you?
It wasn't 234.
This is what it was written. This is what you just sent me. We got proof and pudding.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my question. Finally, somebody's here to answer. What's your favorite pudding? Any kind of pudding.
Okay. It was 229.
Oh. I have understood that Wismore is covering the proof and I'm covering the pudding for today. Banana or rice. Good choices. Yeah. Rice pudding all the way.
All right, we have a fairy circle for you. D-bad.
The bad.
A new meme.
A meme. Oh, maybe you can. Can you grab the new meme from that I made for Three Thunders?
Yeah.
Do you know where it is?
Yep, I think I saved it.
Okay. Good. How's it going? How we doing?
Oh no, I didn't.
Um,
Yeah, you can't send me a link either.
and just grab a normal one. I'm finally up on the screen VTubing as well, because we are indeed VTubers, despite what people might think.
Here we go. When you write a letter to Satan instead of Santa asking for a puppy, you get this unfortunate creature. There's the meme. Okay. So how you doing, DB?
Amazing. Ooh, I remember news. Can I say news, Wismer?
Yeah.
Guys, I am working on some full-time illustration raffle thingies. Yeah, like a YCH for my vision. But first, I gotta do a raffle on Twitter to open for the commissions. So soon enough, you have to keep an eye on my Twitter, because you can get some free amazing art, and it's like the full screen kind of art, fully rendered and stuff like that. It will be fun. It's not just like a small commission.
Pumpkin patch?
Yeah, Pumpkin Patch Edition. It is full time. It is of your character. If it's a furry, VTuber, OC, friend, mom, whatever you want. And I have 3 different poses of like laying on a pumpkin patch. And it's super Halloweeny and it has a lot of effects. And there are 3 poses to choose from anyway, but they're kind of like a YCH kind of thing, like your character here. So it will be fun. You'll see more details on my Twitter soon.
Yeah. Giveaway coming up.
Not much chillaxing, getting a tiny orange. Did you hear? My God, you're eating a tiny orange.
So this is Uncanny X-Men from 1988. And the reason number 229 was chosen is because this is after the Fall of the Mutant storyline. The X-Men have actually died. And it is kind of like a soft reboot.
DB says, "Oh, X-Men, who's the hottest?
Yes.
Who's the hottest, Wismar?"
I think Rogue. Yeah, probably Rogue.
And from the guys,
Gambit.
yeah, I like Gambit too because it looks like Westmore. Rogue is where it's at. This is everybody's choice. She can touch me anytime. Yeah, DB is very touched by her character design.
Alright, so that was a little bit of background of what's going on here in 229. It's like a soft reboot. They are moving from the X-Mansion being their base to the Outback in Australia as their home base.
And we know from the Howling movies that in Australia is where it's at when we talk about weird.
The 80s loved Australia. For some reason, there was an Australia craze.
DB says White Queen can hit too. Who's the White Queen?
Emma Frost.
Ah.
She isn't in any of the comics we've got today, though.
Right. Oh, DB, stick around because we're gonna do a tier list after we review these, and we need input. We need somebody to say smash or pass. Shitender says, "Oh, I'm gonna make a name for myself here." It is really tough when everything is written in one word.
So what's happening here is we've got this bank and it's being robbed by these cyborg people. It's like a gang of cyborgs. They're really good with tech, especially cybernetic tech, and then they've got all of their powers from their machine parts.
When I was reading this comic, I was thinking it was giving me cyberpunk vibes. I was thinking, wouldn't it be fun if there was a game exactly like Cyberpunk, but then it's all focused around the X-Men universe, and you have like the X-Men walking around, you can play them and stuff like that.
Yeah, and actually their new base here in Australia, which we'll get to, looks very cyberpunk too.
DB says Crocodile Dundee and Shrimp on the Barbie were big around that time.
Yes.
Are these X-Men too?
No, Crocodile Dundee was a movie, a series of movies where it was like a crocodile hunter is in America and he gets up to all kinds of action antics.
Florida Man, basically.
Yeah. Alright, so what has happened to the X-Men is they've died, and there's this goddess of reality who gives them these extra powers. Because there was this Fall of the Mutant story that happened in Dallas, Texas, where just everything exploded, and there was a fight between the adversary, who's like this, like, god of chaos, versus I think her name is Roma, who is this goddess of reality. And the X-Men have given up their lives to save the world in this weird rite, like shamanic rite that Forge did. He's like this Cheyenne character shaman. But it was a really cool storyline. But just to say that they died to save the world, and then they're back with extra powers given by. Get to her in a second here. There she is. This is Roma. Yeah, Roma.
Mm-hmm.
And what part these cyberpunk gang people play is they have this base in Australia that is very high tech. It's got all the monitoring equipment that they need, and so they just kind of take over their base in the outback. Let's see if it shows us. No, okay. I guess we don't see the base until the next issue. But also their powers are increased because they've because of this lady. One other thing is that they no longer show up on technology. So if they're caught on camera, it doesn't show. It's kind of like a vampire. You just can't see them in a mirror. But this is like for scans.
This is a tech vampire.
Yeah, there you go. So, because they're supposed to be dead and they still want to, save the world, but it's not safe for their families or their friends if they're seen again. So this is kind of like a blessing that Roma gives them to be able to operate incognito.
So since they can't be seen, you can imagine their digital footprint is amazing.
Yeah. All right, you ready to score this one?
Yes.
So for heart, I'm gonna give it a 6. We didn't really cover the heart part, but
Not much.
there is where, because it talks about like Colossus here, like he doesn't want these gang members to be killed. So they go through this thing called the Siege Perilous to be judged, and where else was it? All right, maybe a 5. I'll give it a 5 on heart.
I'll give it a 3.
Okay. And for art, I'm gonna give it an 8.
Same. I feel like it was full of action. You see a lot of characters. It was nice.
Yeah, everything looks good. It's just the right amount of detail on everything. Everybody looks cool. All right. And I don't think there were any farts in this one.
I got an idea.
What?
We should do an X-Men potion at some point.
Okay. We can do that.
What X-Men would you be?
So make Wistmore an X-Man.
Uh-huh.
I think it'd be cool to do Wistmore as Colossus.
Yeah, or is the blue furry guy?
Nightcrawler.
Yeah, no, no, the one with
Oh, Beast.
eyebrows. Yeah.
Beast. Okay. All right. Did you catch any farts in this one?
Um, I feel like the whole bandits like robbing the place again and again. It felt repetitive. Like I definitely had to take a scrolling break. I got bored. So for me, that was it. Like I would have gotten the idea that they are robbing places in general, like for a living, from the first robbing scene.
Well, it was just one robbing scene.
No, they went to another place too.
Well, the other place is their home base where they X-Men attack them and kick them out.
Oh, okay. Then I would say 6.
Okay. So this has more farts than the first comic.
Mhm.
Okay. Wow. So your score averages out to like a 6,
Yeah.
and mine averages out to like an 8.
Mm. I'm very harsh with my comics.
All right. So I guess we move on to the last one. Boom. Wait, we've done 2. No, this isn't the last one.
DB is excited about my potion idea. That's the spirit.
Great.
DB, which kind of X-Men would you be? You can be a girl or a guy or whatever you want. I would be the horse X-Men.
Now,
Nightcrawler. Mm.
I would say that each one of these new number ones has one specific panel that was meant to be shared on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the one that we first reviewed, that was the scene in the hospital with the sick boy and Rogue.
Right.
In this one, we get it in the not very beginning, but I think it's this panel right here where they're playing rock, paper, scissors between Magic and Juggernaut.
Mm-hmm.
Because they each keep choosing rock, because anything else would be too weak.
Right.
It's a fun scene.
Yeah.
It is a
Fun
little.
fact.
It is
Can
a
I,
little.
can I say?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
If you guys have to like save your life to play rock paper scissors, don't play with Wismore. He always wins.
It's my telepathic powers.
Yeah.
Having Magic play this kind of like Berserker Lady is a little strange. I understand that it comes from her demon side, but it doesn't really feel like the Magic I know from reading the 80s comics.
Who would have been better for this role then?
I mean, I can't really think of any other character that would be like this. There's a werewolf girl, but she's kind of usually presented as timid, and she doesn't really feral out or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of wonder if they wrote her like this just for that scene to be funny. I don't really know how magic has been presented in the last 10 years. I'm just coming in number one.
Do you feel this is a downgrade from the character that you know?
Yeah, I do think she's more two-dimensional like this, because the original character, she was always fighting with her demon side, and it led to like a ton of really good stories.
Mm-hmm.
And this just feels like a D&D barbarian
Right.
that we've seen a billion times. All right, so we've got a separate team, which is Quentin, Psylocke, Cyclops, Magic, Temper, and Juggernaut. The two new characters I hadn't seen until this comic is Quentin, who's like this telepath, and Temper, who is like Iceman, but adding fire powers.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going in to rescue Wolverine. And the B story is there's this chief of police in Alaska who is getting given a tour of their base, the X-Men base there.
Mm-hmm. Who's the skeleton dude?
Herman. What he does, I don't know. They kind of make fun of him in this comic. They call him useless. So, I don't,
Maybe he is.
yeah. And I'm not really a fan of this version of Beast, the way he looks.
Hmm. He looks like the Beast from Beauty and the Beast.
Hmm.
I feel like he looks really Disney to me. Which is not the feeling that I want to get from X-Men and comics in general. I feel like he's too cartoonish, too like for a child audience.
Yeah, he's kind of got this smugness that I find annoying in every drawing.
Oh, the forbidden smirk.
Well, he's doing it without a smirk. He's got it mostly in his eyes. His smugness. Yeah, so here's Wolverine, who needs to be saved by the team. And these Sentinels is what was being produced in their new base. I guess they closed it down and then they converted it to their base.
Is this the newest one? The
Yeah.
newest comic?
Yeah.
Okay. It feels like it.
And I do think Quentin's outfit is definitely questionable style. Feels very 2017.
Mm-hmm. Wow, no one ever.
Welcome noon. Would you like a spin in the fairy circle?
Would you like it? You need it.
Yeah.
Spin him up with more. And yo, hello noon. How you doing? We are close to making a tier list together.
Noon needs a new nickname.
The last nickname was
He's not.
Holy Toddler.
Well, that was for Blessed Child.
Yeah, okay. So this one is for Noon Senpai.
Yeah.
Um, uh,
How about Nyan Senpai? Nine,
okay.
nine. No, or do we just want to say Fox Boy?
Fox Lad. I just got back from training. We were slaying dragons. You gotta make decision. Yeah, we gotta make decision. We need to make it cool. What's more? Are you thinking?
I'm gonna call you Foxling.
Foxlink. I like it. www.foxlink.com. It sounds like a place that you go pirate movies on.
Alright, so let's wrap this one up. They save the X-Men. There's some mystery on why these uniformed lab people are mutants. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's do a score.
Can I start?
Yes.
In terms of art, no, heart. We start with heart.
Yep.
At the heart, I did not feel like there was any connection between the characters, and what I hated most is that we know that among the characters there are people with powers that don't matter as much if they're not, the scene is not focused on them. But I don't like that they're making fun of other X-Men even though they're from the same team. So that is not cool, and I don't like it. 1 out of 10.
Yeah, and there's this weird exchange between Temper and Quentin. Like, I don't know if they're a couple, and they're just bickering.
Okay. Okay. In terms of art, everything looks, how should I say, cluttered. Like I feel like I don't vibe with the gradients. It does nothing for me, and it just makes it look cheap. But maybe it's just me. I preferred the solid, brighter pastel colors instead of all this like over rendering that really does nothing except make you follow and try to like understand how the action is going and stuff like that. So yeah, it's over rendering for nothing. So art wise, I feel like it's like a 4.
All right, for heart, I'm gonna give it a 2. And that's only because of that one panel where it was a fun panel between Magic and Juggernaut, that one scene.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, yeah, there is nothing going on between these characters that's positive.
Okay, and last category, which is fart. It's supposed to make you wanna like read it again, and it doesn't really. Is this like a number 1?
Yeah, this is X-Men number
Yeah,
1.
no, it does nothing for me except make me not want to ever pick this up again. So it's like 10 out of 10 for it.
So you're giving it a full 0 fart?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just weird. I'll give it a 2.
It averages for me at like a 2 or 3 overall.
Yep, same here.
So it was pretty bad. Are we ready for some girls?
We had one more comic. We can speed through it
Um,
because this has like the best girls, I think.
okay.
And that's the 1991 #1 X-Men that sold 8 million copies. And is it just the art that made it sell so much?
We'll see.
Pull it up.
Bing. I remember when I was in daycare, one of my classmates had some relatives living in Spain, and they sent him like a bunch of sweets and some comics, and among them was an X-Men comic. And we were looking at it, and we were like quite young for an X-Men comic, so like 4 years old. I don't think is exactly the demographic for X-Men, but it was colorful, it was nice. And the teacher was like, absolutely no, no. So she took our comic away and said that this is a dangerous comic because it instills in our mind like a need to be like these characters and like a need to have mutant powers. Because, like, what's wrong with that? It's not
Okay.
like we can have mutant powers.
On screen, it looks like you're getting zapped by a Cyclops.
No. I have a sniper eyeing me. Why is it warm at the back of my head? Where's more? Move it, it's burning me.
Oh, let me get all the pages here. All right, is this one that you had time to read?
Scroll lower a bit. Not sure. No.
That is actually what you were mentioning X-Men comic when you were young. I have been curious, like how the distribution is and was of X-Men comic books in Europe.
In Romania, it was none.
So, are there any comic book stores where you can go and buy like the floppies?
Right now you can buy some if you pre-order them from actual bookstores, and only like a few of them because very few bookstores here carry English books, comics, stuff like that. So it's a specific brand that caters towards English readers. In terms of actual comics, you would find them at the newspaper stand with they were mostly like really Soviet comic cartoon thingies, and most people would buy them because they would come along with these CDs with games back when internet was not that big of a thing here. So up until I was like in third grade, which was like 2010 ish, um, you wouldn't access the internet easily, so kids still needed games. So those were the things, but we wouldn't buy them for like the comics or stuff like that. So yeah, in terms of international comics, we wouldn't import them because people wouldn't buy them.
Okay. So there really isn't much of a monthly marketplace for these little floppy issues.
No, no, no. And even people who, as adults, got into collecting comics with like Deadpool, Spider Man, Batman, something like that, they would have to buy them from the British version of eBay and import them, and it's
Oh.
really tough to find them, and you have to pay the shipping, and yeah, it sucks to be a collector here because you get nothing vintage, nothing cheap, no deals, no nothing. Nobody has like issues stored in their cabinets.
So if I were to go live in Romania with my X-Men comic book collection, it would have more value there because nobody else has a collection.
Right, it would, but at the same time, you would also have to find somebody who's actively looking for what you have to offer, um, that is willing to buy them from you.
Yeah.
But nowadays, the international markets are quite open, and people are more open to order stuff now if they wanted to, compared to like 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Yeah, and this one came out just after the Berlin Wall came down. It's 1991.
Hmm. Yeah, so what is quite surprising is that the older generation actually was more in touch with the printed comics and books because people were like smuggling them into communist Romania.
Oh,
So my mom would be more accustomed to these kinds of comics, seeing them here and there, just like from people passing them around. And what I found extremely funny was that when I went to visit my grandma at her retirement home, they have a box of comics there, and they're like old comics that old people find fun to reread because they were like the stuff that was being smuggled in the country.
very cool. That makes them even cooler if they're contraband.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like people around the age of 30 or 40 would feel literally zero when they look at comics, but like people my grandma's age would kind of like remember more stuff and be like, oh my gosh, I used to get in so much trouble if I was caught with this.
It's cool.
Contraband nostalgia. How do you imagine living in such an environment where comics were a contraband, Wismar?
I think that would make them much more desirable and also exhilarating to read.
Hmm. Yeah, so I feel like in terms of communist Romania speaking, you would have quite the contraband collection.
And there is a lot of writing in this one. That's, I think, the one drawback in this particular issue is there's so much text.
Hmm.
This is a I think this is the first time where Jim Lee joins Chris Claremont, who's been writing the X-Men for 17 plus years.
Hmm.
Jim Lee uh, became like the favorite X-Men artist, interior artist,
Hmm.
and this was co-wrote by the two of them. And he eventually takes over, and Chris Claremont leaves Marvel altogether.
Noon says there is also always so much to see in each panel. Yeah, it is. Like, it's a small artwork in each panel.
And it does feel very cinematic. Like, I can see this as a movie very easily.
Hmm. Oh, I did remember at some point there was this Christmas fair with the stalls and stuff like that, and there was one where a guy was selling all kinds of like antique stuff and just like old items, and he had this long box of comics, and they were just like a mix of old comics, and he came from the US actually. Like, I think he was like half Romanian, half American, or at least like immigrated from Romania. I think he came back with a lot of comics that you guys would find there for cheap, but we wouldn't because all the comics that come here nowadays are the ones that are released in the past few years. Nobody's like bringing vintage comics.
right?
Yeah, and they were like selling like hotcakes because people just wanted to have vintage Western stuff.
Yeah, this one still goes for $1.50, which is the cover price,
Hmm.
because there was just so many of them here.
Yeah, but I feel like you could sell them here with like at least $5, $8, and people would still buy them because you have literally no competition.
Hmm.
So it's not much, but it's honest work.
So this, with Jim Lee being on this one as a writer, this is kind of where the artist takes over in the 90s, and the comics sell off of the artist's name more than the writer's name.
Hmm.
And this is kind of what led to the offshoot of Image, because we had all of these artist superstars that weren't feeling like they're getting paid their dues because everybody's buying it because of the artist. But everybody just looks absolutely so cool in this one.
Yeah, like every panel is actually action packed, and there we have a kiss. I like when they kiss in these comics. The newer ones have nothing but bickering.
Yeah, and then that one where they have the heartfelt panel, they just had to make it weird with the dialogue.
Yeah.
All right, so they've kind of been going through this training exercise, and as they work together, they're kind of explaining which character does what their powers are. And then the sort of backstory here is that Magneto is trying to make his own haven for mutants again on an asteroid. And this group of mutants here in the gold armor hijacked a ship to come join him. And one of the mutants is killed. Magneto comes down to Earth to take these nuclear missiles from a sub that he sank back in time. And then this is where the X-Men fight him because they are scared of Magneto having these nukes. So I guess in the way this kind of connects to history at the time is this is just after the Cold War ended. So it turns into a war with Magneto. There's a lot of talk about the Russians and the Americans kind of working together against Magneto and his nuclear powers he gets from the missiles. And yeah, there's this fight on Genosha that is kind of hard to understand what's going on if you don't know the history, and I don't really know the history of Genosha. But they're fighting these mutants that want to have their own kind of like homeland. And Magneto is there and stops the fight there too. All right, you want to score this one?
Yes. Okay, so in terms of heart, it had a kiss, a cute interaction. Nobody was saying anything cringe. I think it's like a solid 8 for me.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Let me jump in here. I think the whole kind of discussion about what Magneto wants to do and like the whole debate of, you know, what should the X-Men be doing, where Rogue is trying to like be a diplomat between the two. I think it's a lot of philosophical talk that gives it more heart in this one. So I'll give it a 7.
okay, art-wise, we are going back to the colors that don't make me just want to scream. There are no really weird gradients. Everything is just rendered as it should be, not overly rendered. I love the line art, so this is a solid 9, if not 10. I give it a 10. I like it.
Yeah, I don't think it gets any better, so I'm going 10 with it too.
Yeah.
Any farts?
And in terms of farts, haven't seen many that bother me, so I would say no.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
I
this
agree.
is a 9.5 for me overall.
Alright, so we're both averaging around a 9 on this one.
Yeah, so if anybody was losing faith in comics, I would give them this comic and say, here, regain some faith. I really like the colors, says Noon. I really like the colors too.
Yeah, and I think with a lot of the 90s comics where they're doing the digital art coloring, it makes it look worse because the highlights are often not done in the right places.
Yeah.
So just having the simple coloring really is all it needs, and it just makes it look better.
I mean, the comics were only about how to tell a story in the cheapest, most epic way, and it should be relatable for a lot of people. It was not about how you do gradients, where the light is coming from, to, put a lot of stuff that was not actually defining the story. So I feel like all of these high saturated characters that you can see, even the backgrounds sometimes have these pastel looking colors that are not extremely realistic when you look around in general. I feel like it was working for a colorful world.
Yeah, so you got this weird pink color for the cityscape.
Yeah, like it was giving you hope that stuff really looked this way in general if you were like looking hard enough. Like nobody was questioning why is the sky pink, but it was making sense.
Alright, I think it's tier list time.
Tier list time. How do we do this?
I'll turn off your
I'll stop
VTuber.
screen sharing. Will I break stuff?
Let me. Yeah, there we go. Oh no, I turned myself off too. There we go. I dropped my pen cap. I'll find it later. So you're switching over?
Yeah, but I'm asking you, can I like stop streaming or will I?
Yeah,
break
you're good. You're good. You can switch.
Okay. I will switch in a second. Are we ready to see some ladies and say smash or pass?
Yeah,
Is
and then
this a smash or pass, Wismar?
we can discuss whether it's true that they just don't have beautiful women in comics anymore or not. This is our myth busting.
We got a glimpse of a new comic with the characters and stuff. And in my humble opinion, they are not particularly hot.
Yeah, and we know that the artists are good. Because I mean, everything is well rendered. It's just the beauty isn't there, and the femininity isn't there either.
Okay. It is coming. Hey, there we go.
Awesome. All right, let's see if this works.
You know it is good when Wismar just said possum. I need a napkin. Okay. Is it up?
Yeah, I'm just kind of positioning stuff.
I forgot the horse.
It's fine. There we go. Okay, we are good to go. Letting Wisteria take over here.
Okay, but like the horse would have been a good character for Smash or Pass. Whatever, guys, gather around. We have to decide. Okay, Wismar, do you know the names of these characters?
Yes.
Okay, what's the first one? Should I like zoom in?
The first one is Dazzler. She only appears in the 1988 one that we reviewed.
The blonde one?
Yeah.
Do you want me to zoom in for people to see?
Well, I'm covering her. If you move her onto the tier list, people will be able to see her.
Okay, so is it waifu material? I kind of like her. I think she's pretty, but not like waifu material.
Yeah, I think she's OMG. She's so pretty, and yeah, she's kind of like this 80s pop idol character because she's a singer, and yeah, so I agree.
DB says I had her number 1, I think, when she came back.
Yeah, there was a series in the 80s. I think it actually had quite a few, like 40-some issues, where it was just about Dazzler.
Okay. So next one. I'm gonna put it on It's Okay just so we can see her, because you're like covering everything with your antlers.
Yeah. Alright, I'll make it a bit smaller.
No, it's fine. I can move stuff around. There she is. Who is she?
That's Rogue from the 1988 comic.
Okay. No. Yeah. I don't know what to say about it.
I'd put her up there with Dazzler.
Like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty.
Yeah, if we're not just talking about this one picture here, I think through the comic book, there's a reason why she's everybody's favorite.
Because I voted, I don't even know what to say, and you voted, oh my gosh, she's so pretty, so I feel like she moves up here. Do people have anything to say in chat? Should we move her up? Maybe we can like move her later or something.
Well, I think our next one is another version of Rogue that everybody will agree on is the best version of Rogue, which is the 90s version. And I do think that's when she goes into waifu material.
Yeah. So should we leave this? It's okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now we have her.
So that's Psylocke from the 90s.
Okay.
I think she's also waifu material.
How about her? She looks like Ariel.
Oh yeah, Jean Grey from the 90s. I want to say waifu material again.
This will be a long category. Okay. Is this the same character?
Yep. And that's actually from this. No, that's from the 80s comic.
How do you feel about the 80s compared to this one?
Wait, no, that is actually from the 90s. That's the cut from her from the cover, I think. Yeah, that's from the cover in the 90s. That's the same character.
So what do we do?
Put her back on the list.
Like
Yeah.
here?
Yeah, just leave her there.
Okay. And now
90s
this.
Storm. She doesn't have the coolest hair that she ever had. So, I don't know, I'm kind of okay. It's okay. It's definitely well done. I don't know.
Like, we have another version.
Yeah, that's the 80s version, which I like more. So I go with
So
OMG,
she
she's
would
so
be
pretty.
like pretty.
Yeah.
But the other one would be like, it's okay.
Yeah. I think that's the one X-Men that didn't get an upgrade in the 90s.
Okay, this is something new.
Alright, so that's Psylocke from 2024. So...
Which I don't vibe with.
Yeah, I go with I don't even know what to say.
When you don't have anything nice to say, you don't say anything at all. Okay. Move this in the back. And now who's this?
That is Magic. Whoa.
Magic.
It's okay, yeah. I mean, yeah. You're going with no thank you?
I have the power to do it.
Okay.
I feel like if nobody else does it, I will. There is a better version of magic, and we all deserve it. Do people agree with me? Do you want to start the fight with me? Who's this?
That's Temper, yeah.
Okay.
It's a weird design. Like, she's kind of got this Bride of Frankenstein hair. And the different colored streaks are just kind of weird.
Yeah,
The
I
red
feel
and
like
the blue streaks.
it wants to go for a look. You know that kind of people used to dye their hair like this in like 2015 when they would do half of their head like pink and half black, and it would be a look. I feel like it's going for that, but not quite achieving it. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay.
I feel bad.
You feel bad for Temper?
Yeah. He says, oh yeah, he remembers. Okay, Rogue.
So, which Rogue is this? Okay, this
The
is...
one from the Serpent comic.
Yeah, this is a 2024 Rogue. It's okay. She's got a pretty face throughout.
But like Rogue as a character.
It's okay.
Not waifu material.
Not this version of her, no.
Okay. Fawn Girl.
It's okay. And
I
think Fawn girls are cool.
Yeah, I don't think it's okay.
Okay.
Who's this? Who's this?
That was not in our comic.
Yes, it was.
It's from a 2024 one.
Mm,
I know, but I don't remember which character this is.
Rogue was calling somebody to meet up. Oh no.
Oh.
Kitty.
Oh, that's Kitty Pryde? Okay.
And she said, fuck off, I don't want to come.
Right. Okay.
I think she's okay.
Okay.
Okay, this is a new character we know nothing about.
Yeah,
But I feel like she's pretty.
Yeah. So that'd be above, it's okay.
This is her companion. I feel like this would be it's okay.
Yeah, the design isn't really interesting.
Giving, yeah.
Helping.
Kind of reminds me of the Teen Titans series. I don't know why.
Teen Titans Go?
Yeah. Who's this?
That is the 80s version of Psylocke. There's this weird thing that happens, I haven't gotten to it in the story yet, where this version of Psylocke turns into an Asian lady. I don't know how that happens, but she turns into an Asian lady eventually.
Everybody has an Asian lady inside of them.
Yeah,
somewhere fighting with the two wolves.
Somewhere between 1988 and 91, a British woman turns into an Asian lady.
I feel like she's waifu material. She's pretty. It's a cute design.
Yeah,
but she's already there.
Yeah, she's also got some cool designs in the other 80s. Like she's got this cool armor, but it just wasn't in this particular issue.
Mm-hmm.
But I think she was supposed to be a model at one point too.
Mm-hmm. DB says true wife material. She's one of my faves. We got you, DB. We put her where she's deserving of the seat. So, do you guys notice a pattern here?
What is the pattern?
That the newer characters end up at the bottom.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I guess.
And we try to take into consideration a lot of stuff, but it is what it is.
Yeah, myth true, not busted.
Yeah.
So what do you think the difference is between the old characters and the new characters? What is it about that doesn't make it work?
For me, don't come for me, I'll be cancelled. Is that the newer characters, I feel like when they wanna go with like having a powerful character, they just go for like powerful sassy, and it really feels like a teenager giving you attitude. And all of these newer characters really feel like that teen angsty vibe that a lot of people don't associate with like real power, maturity, and like overall having responsibility of being an X-Man, a hero, or something like that, compared to the other ladies, which have this sense of being a grown-up, being like in their most feminine power, and it's combined with their hero power. So therefore, you feel like they're capable of their powers, and they fill the role better. So I feel like they are more believable in what they're trying to portray. And yeah, this is pretty much it. They are more defined in their age and in their role compared to the other newer characters, which are a tad ambiguous in just about anything.
Yeah, I think ambiguous is the right word, because these new characters, if you keep the story just the same, the dialogue just the same, it could have been a male character. Like, they're written just the same as, like, there's no differentiation between the character that they are and if they were male. They are just kind of ambiguous. It's just the art that you're able to tell that they're supposed to be female.
Yeah, so what people really like about the old designs, and even in this tier, we see that the older versions tend to be waifu material compared to newer ones, is that they are really sure in what is defining them. Like, you can't look at them and be like, oh my gosh, who is this? And that really works, you know? They have this mm, confidence about their style and their character, and that reflects even in the dialogue that you see among the characters. Yeah. So even as a team, when they talk amongst each other, they tend to work as a team and not bicker, which works.
Yeah. They'll have their roles they have instead of stepping on each other's toes. Where they try to make it funny in the new one, where Magic and Juggernaut have the exact same role, and that's why they're headbutting. Because they're both the charge-in berserker role.
Mm-hmm.
With just a different skin.
Right. Yeah, so just knowing that your character doesn't need to be everything all at once makes writing them easier. Knowing exactly what role they need to fill.
Okay.
Does this bring a nice conclusion to your theory?
Yeah, I think seeing it kind of helped put it together.
Mm-hmm. Because I feel like it is easy to fall into this trap of saying that old comics were better because they were old, and I like them because nostalgia. But if you compare a bunch of writing and art and their the meaning behind the characters and a lot of other factors, you tend to see that over time a lot of these things have changed or have been lost. And when you can pinpoint exactly what it is that you like about older stuff, you can bring it back, recreate it.
Yeah, if allowed to. I think they're trying to just take story beats from the past, but trying to do it with completely changed characters.
And I was more referring to the indie route because
Yeah,
in that route you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But even for them, it is tough to be able to do whatever you want and not exactly know what would work and what you should do.
All right. Are you ready for a raid?
Yeah. Do you want Blade Raid?
Yeah.
I have fun.
Good. Yeah, I don't know if we'll do more reviews or not, but we'll still probably do some more X-Men content because we got an X-Men potion we want to do.
Yes. Thank you for the stream. Three Thunders is talking in Bulgarian, but we get the idea.
Well,
the stream.
How about we do a raid to Slavic Spider?
Ooh.
Oh, the Slavic Spider. That's what I was pulling up.
Yeah, so before you start the raid, I feel like the next time we stream, we're gonna announce it. It shouldn't be like too far away from the stream. We would do an X-Men potion and just chat, talk about stuff while I draw. So if you guys have a X-Men character that you really like and you would like to see yourself turned into that, tune in. We're gonna announce it beforehand.
What did I just do?
I don't know. DB says will do.
I messed up the raid already.
Thank you for the stream. Thank you guys for being here. Wismar is working on the portal.
Okay, the Slavic Spider is playing Toyshire.
What?
Whenever I click to raid, it just takes me to his channel.
Maybe he has a minimum raid. No. How will we just end it?
Alright, yeah. Raid broken. We'll catch you next time.
DBS has got to bring up some of the swimsuit issues. Okay, I want to hear issues.
Yeah, there's definitely some good art in the 90s. We can look at later. Alright.
Okay, catch you out in the wild.